Hello ladies, welcome to my series on nutrition. Today I am going to be talking about BMR, basal metabolic rate. So if you're following along in your nutrition packet, which I hope you are, just scroll right down, right under calories in versus calories out, you'll see BMR. So we've talked about calories, we've talked about macronutrients, and we've talked about calories in versus calories out. A calorie basically is a unit of energy. Macronutrients, we have three types of macronutrients, which are our fats, proteins, and carbs. There's actually a fourth one. Yep, if you remember, I said it in the macronutrient video. We'll get to it later. And so then we talked about calories in versus calories out. And let's kind of go back to that just a little bit more. Calories in, basically these, like when we consume food, those are the calories we're taking in. Everything we eat and drink except for water has calories. Even vegetables, all that kind of stuff. So everything we eat and drink except for water, even if it says 0 calories, a lot of times there's like hidden stuff in there sometimes, or other chemicals that are making it 0, but it has all this flavor. But everything we eat and drink except for water has calories. Those are the calories in. Everything we do, and when we're moving, how I'm moving right now, talking with my hands, doing this, burns calories. Those are calories out. So how do we know how many calories we need? Well, there's a formula for men and for women. I'm only going to be talking about the one for women today. And there's a formula, and it's called your BMR, basal metabolic rate. And it is an estimate of how many calories you would burn if you were doing nothing but rest for 24 hours. It represents the minimum amount of energy needed to keep your body functioning, breathing, and your heart beating. So again, it is an estimate. Once you figure out this formula, so again, if you are looking at your packet here, there's a formula here. Once you figure out the answer to that formula, you're going to get this answer. Maybe it's going to be 1400. Those are the amount of calories, again, the amount of energy needed to keep your body functioning, breathing, and your heart beating. Okay, so that's the amount your body would need. Now, we talked about the calories in versus calories out, and in there I talked about also how, it also depends on, our goal. Do we want to lose weight, maintain weight, gain weight, those kinds of things. So once you figure out the answer to that, there is a second part to that. It is your activity level. We need to multiply that number that we got by our daily activity level. So this means, maybe you work out and you're on your feet all day and you're pacing all day and you're walking around and you are just burning a ton of calories. 2 examples of that. One, myself. I do my workout. I work out, I have high intensity workouts because of my schedule. I work out, a couple times a day. Let's just say Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, so not every day. Let's say 3 times a week. I burn a lot of calories in those workouts. And I'm also on my feet pretty much all day long. I'm pacing, I'm walking around. I get in at least 6 miles a day just from standing and pacing around and that kind of stuff. Plus I burn these calories. Now, a couple other days out of the week, I'm still pretty active, but I didn't add in my exercise because I take those days off because I'm already active. Other days, and hopefully this isn't overwhelming you, but if you looked at my activity level, I fall between a 1.3 and a 1.4. So I'm moderately active and highly active. How do I figure it out then? I take the average of that. And if you don't know how to do or find out the average, you can Google it, look it up. But basically, I take those 2 numbers, the 1.3 and 1.4, I add them together and I divide them by 2 because I'm only using 2 numbers. Now, if you had 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4, you would add those together and divide it by 3. Okay? So to find the average, again, I'm not a math expert, so Google it, or if you already know it, then you can find the average. Maybe you don't need to know the average. Maybe you already know I'm lightly active. I work out, I do a light little workout 5 days a week, but I sit on my butt the rest of the day. I don't really do much. You're lightly active. So you would be a 1.2. So be very honest with yourself when it comes to figuring out this activity level, because that is the number you are going to add, or I'm sorry, that is the number you are going to multiply to your BMR. Once you get that number, then you get this pretty high number. What do you do with it? Now, based off, you're going to actually contact me, because that's what everybody usually does. Like, oh my gosh, it says 1,900 calories. I don't eat that much. I'm only eating 1,000 calories a day. How am I ever supposed to eat 1,900 calories? I'm going to gain all this weight, blah, blah, blah. Don't freak out. You'll probably contact me once you figure out that number. But I'll just try and talk about it right here. So now it's based off of your goals. If you go back to your calories in versus calories out, this is where, say someone has about 30 pounds to lose. And we talked about how there's 500 calories per day that would equal up to that 3,500 calories. So again, if you take 3,500 calories and divide it by 7, you're going to get 500. So say you got 1,900 calories. Are you following me? Hopefully you're following me. Let's go back. You figured out your BMR number. You multiplied that number by your activity level. Say you got, let's use the number 2,000. Say you got 2,000. Now, say you want to lose, so that means 2,000 calories. Say you want to lose 30 pounds. You're going to subtract 500 calories off of that 2,000. And that would be your amount of calories that you would have per day. That does not work for everybody. So again, more than likely, you're going to be contacting me and I will help you figure that part out. But you got to figure out that BMR and your activity level. Okay, I'm giving you a lot of information here. Trust me, this is what a lot of registered dietitians and nutritionists do out there. This is a formula. This is how Weight Watchers, when they figured out how many points you're given and stuff, there's people in the background that figured all of this out. Everything is based off of calories. Everything. Because everything we eat and drink, except for water, has calories. And then everything that we do burns calories. So everything is based off of calories. A food label, when you read the back of a food label, it's based off of our macronutrients, where calories come from, the fats, proteins, and carbs. And that's where you see like a serving size is 500 calories. Again, everything comes down to calories. We need calories in our body. So hopefully that helped you with figuring out your BMR and kind of understanding that a little bit more. I'll just kind of read this last part here. Let's see. Ask yourself, am I sitting at a desk all day or sitting at home all day after work? Am I physically moving around all day, being active, laboring, working out, and still staying very active throughout the day, highly active? Where do you honestly see yourself with your daily activity level? It is very important to be honest with yourself on this. All right, and it is. It's because you don't want to end up with calories that are way too low. You don't want to subtract 500 calories if you do not need to. We need to eat and we need to move, even to lose weight. We have to do both. Now, do we need to eat 2,000 calories? I don't know. That depends on, again, your BMR, which is based a lot off of your weight, your height, and your age, and your activity level. Now, if I have someone who is exactly the same as myself, we do the same workouts, we're the same age, we're the same height, and we are the same weight, our bodies won't do the same thing. And we still still, even if we get similar numbers or whatever, it is not going to be the same for us. It is very personal for each one of us. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. We're 10 minutes into this video. Thanks for watching.